from one team that we like talking about to the team we love talking about most, Cart. Illinois is headed to Spain today. Brad Underwood and team are probably on a cross-continental flight right now. They had their final practices yesterday. It seemed like they opened up their practice stuff to the media for the first time because I saw a lot of coverage from multiple different Illinois outlets that we enjoy interacting with.
Did you see the flight videos though?
No.
So like the whole team went first class, and like Ty Rogers like went to the attendant, was like, I don't want to go in first class. I want to be in coach. Like that's where I need to be. I need to be a leader.
Yeah, the sad part is I totally buy that. I still don't know if you're kidding or not. It seems real.
I'm talking shit.
In the process of this, it seemed like every player was in front of a microphone for a little bit, and we got a lot of individual clips. So I'll just open it up broadly to you. Of course, Brad also was in front of a microphone for like 20 minutes, which is great. Anytime you can listen to Brad Underwood, you should. What is your biggest takeaway or biggest takeaways from your early observations of Illinois' practices?
So I'm not sure if we watched the same clip. I actually watched it was like 20 minutes of like open practice footage. There was a good amount of like stuff in there, and it wasn't just like guys making shots. It was like a lot of bit of everything, which I enjoyed. The main takeaway that I came away with is that I think we might be undervaluing what Quincy Guerrier can do for this team. I think for starters, one, he looked like he was in great shape. Like he looked like he was looking really good. Pause. God, I can't say that anymore. He was in great shape. He was doing a lot of things, both defensively and offensively. And like he popped off the page or off the video when I was watching that practice footage. Him and Dre Gibbs-lawhorn were the two guys I left impressed with.
Can I interrupt? I love interrupting you. You know this. I'm sorry. You deal with it so gracefully. He popped off the screen? We're using that phrase? Guerrier popped off the screen?
In a practice footage where everyone was basically on the floor except for Marcus Damask, I found myself noticing him the most.
Wow. Okay. I watched the same footage as you, and I did not feel that at all. He was like a footnote on mine, so I'm surprised by that. DGL 100% agree. That was where I was going to start with. Like I would use the phrase popped off the screen. Absolutely. He's so loudly good and bad in his moments. He is loud. He screams at you when he plays basketball. He's good. He's talented. Guerrier just is like a pick and pop shooter who, when he gets the ball, he shoots it. That popped off the screen?
He wasn't just doing that though. He was going to and I really don't want to underestimate that he looked like he was in great shape. I thought he looked a little bigger last year at Oregon. He looks like he's in great shape.
Okay. I guess I wasn't expecting him to be out of shape when he committed to Illinois.
I think he was a little on the heavier side of Oregon.
Okay. You all right? What's going on here?
I don't know. I got like something going on with my leg. I don't know.
Are we losing a leg? Are we losing?
I think I'll be okay.
Okay. I mean, I'd talk about Illinois for 5 minutes. Say Quincy Guerrier popped off the screen. Now you pop off a leg. That's why.
Sorry, my fault.
No, you're good. Let's talk Gibbs-lawhorn, because I think he's the most interesting piece of this to Illinois fans, and to me, certainly. He is the most talented guard on this roster. I'm willing to say that right now. He's the only guy shaped like a guard on this roster that I think has real hopes of being an NBA player. Ty Rogers was supposedly the point guard. He got public endorsement of that. He publicly said it himself when he was telling everyone how bad of a person Sky Clark and Jaden Epps and Matthew Meyer were. Dre Gibbs-lawhorn looks like the point guard of this team to me from all the footage that I'm seeing. And I think, Cart, that's a good development for Illinois because I like that on paper better than Ty.
Yeah, and it makes me proud that I didn't ever sell my Dre Gibbs-lawhorn stock either. I just want to know I staked my claim to that early. But yes, like he did show a lot of things in that practice clip. Like you could see the scoring ability with him. He looks very quick. He's definitely on the smaller size, I will say, smaller size side, I will say. But he is, able to get his shot off. Just give me a break, G.
Is it small? Were you trying to say smaller size or smaller side, though? I'm just curious.
To be honest, I don't know. I really don't know, but I'm just keep on going here.
Yeah, keep going.
Well, I couldn't help but notice, like, out of everyone's practice jersey, his looked the biggest. Let's just say that. Like, that too was draping on him. But he was able to get to the basket. He has some pretty good finishes as well, like over taller defenders, so I think that you saw the offensive like package that he has and what he brings as a point guard to this team. And, positive Illinois spin here. You have Ty Rodgers, okay, who's maybe that big pass, can't really shoot point guard. And then you got the gibbs-lawhorn point guard, who's a change of pace, who could be the guy who is scoring and looking to score and maybe creating on the side, but not necessarily like his mindset is create first. Is there a world where like that works like kind of in tandem? Maybe like you need a different look. Like you go to Ty, you want another look. You go to gibbs-lawhorn. Like, can you see that happening?
Kind of. I don't know what you do with Ty. I think that's the thing I'm most curious about for Illinois is like, can they find a way to use him successfully? And if they are using him successfully, is he a 30-minute guy? Is he a starter? What is he? Because he's a super awesome like prospect, right? Like he's like a creative player. Like you like a guy that's that tall that is theoretically going to be that strong and athletic who can pass. If he just adds a jumper, there's so much to like. He could be all defense, all this stuff. He's a creative player. But then you get into the game and you're like, okay, he has to have the ball in his hands because he doesn't work playing off the ball. So if you put the ball in his hands every time, is he good enough to have the ball in his hands every time? Like, is he really a guy on a good team that you want having the ball every possession? I don't know. He could be. I don't know. If he is, I don't think you're utilizing Gibbs-lawhorn properly, though, because I think Gibbs-lawhorn should be on the ball. So it's one of those fascinating things. Like, again, I keep coming back to the Nogel Eastern comparison. We saw it happen with Nogel, where, like, over time, everyone sort of dropped the expectations of he can be an all-conference point guard. And we're just like, no, he's a really great defender who's a role player. To me, I think that's where Ty Rodgers settles in. If it happens at Illinois for a good team, a good version of Illinois, I think that's what he ends up looking like more than starting point guard Ty Rodgers, which is good because it does open the door for a guy like future Carson Edwards 2.0, Dre Gibbs-lawhorn, who the most impressive thing for him with me right now, you said he's small. He is. He got downhill so successfully for how small he is.
Yeah.
And that's wild to me. I didn't expect that to be part of his game right away. So I think Illinois should go all in on Dre. That's my take right now. I think Dre would agree with that. Again, we alluded to it earlier in the show, but there's a lot of public back and forth right now. Ty's endorsing Dre publicly. Dre's retweeting Ty's endorsement publicly. Meanwhile, Terrence Shannon's endorsing Luke Goody as the best shooter in the conference. Just a lot.
I got something to say.
What do you got?
This is my other takeaway that I had on my list of things I want to get off here. I love Luke Goody. Okay, I want to stake my claim right now. Luke Goody is a guy who can shoot 40% from three. Luke Goody is a ginger. Luke Goody would die for the I in ILL. Okay, in the time when he isn't grinding on the court, he's fishing, and if he's not fishing, he's in the gym. I'm buying all the Luke Goody stock. I just want to let them be known.
Because he's fishing when he's not hooping?
I love his mindset.
Are you buying Will Shetter too?
No, because Will Shetter stinks.
We know that Luke Goody doesn't stink.
Okay. My last spinoff question here. You get your starting five right now. You're Illini. And I do say you're Illini. This is your Illini starting five. We got the first game of the season next week. What five are you putting out there?
So you're asking me if I'm Daddy Brad, if I put myself in Daddy Brad's
If you're
shoes.
your dad, who are you playing?
I dream about this all the time, for the record. Well, first of all, I would have some pregame meetings with my son, my brother, Tyler, and I would really take to heart his influence here. I think Tyler should have a very strong say in this, but without talking to Tyler, my answer would be Dre Gibbs-lawhorn at the point. I'm going to jump around and just go the pieces I know. Coleman Hawkins somewhere in the front court. Dane Danger at center, so Coleman at the 4. I'm going Terrence Shannon on the wing. And I think I need shooting around them. So I'm going to go Luke Goody. I'm going to go Terrence Shannon, Luke Goody around Dre and the front court.
Interesting.
I want the mask off the bench. I want to keep him in a small role. I want Guerrier off the bench in a snipe role. I want Harmon off the bench. He's the backup guard, and I feel really, really good about that. Ty Rodgers, I don't know where you put him, but
You did mention to me though that you like what you saw from Harmon too as well, didn't you?
yeah. So it's always interesting when you watch any like extended footage of teams like this, like who's running together, what are the groups, and I do think it was notable that Harmon was with DGL, and they were also with, I think it was Shannon, Coleman, and Luke Goody. I think that was the group, if I'm remembering it right.
Maybe I thought Coleman and Ty were on the same team.
Maybe I'm messing it up then.
I don't know. They could have also switched like mid practice too.
Yeah, from what I saw, Harmon played with DGL though, and I liked that tandem together. I think you can play those guys together. Harmon has more stuff than I was willing to give him credit for, but I think it's really good. It appears they're not even really trying to have Harmon come in and like be the do-it-all point guard, and that's good. I'm glad they're not wasting time saying Harmon's a 30-minute guy at point guard, because that would flame out and it would not go well. If they can give him a smaller role, if they can play him at the 2 a little bit, I think he's a really good depth add. And yeah, I think he's a contributor in a way I didn't expect right away. I wish Damask played, because he's a really needle moving piece here too, right? Like a lot of people think he's the starting 3 on this team.
Is he playing in Spain?
I don't know. He's got to get healthy.
Yeah. I don't know. They probably don't play him. There's no reason to. Even if he has a nagging injury, you don't play him.
Yeah. Underwood's not coaching in Spain. That's the other thing. He's just going to sit with a notepad. He should sit with a scotch, for the record. If I'm Brad, I would, or a little glass of vino or something. Kick back.
What's Spain? Little sangria.
Yeah, that'd be nice. So all in all, though, like, okay, summarize. I'm more in on Illinois after seeing the practices.
I would say I am too.
Yeah, I would put them right now 3rd in the conference. Although Maryland also has looked good in their overseas stuff.
Yeah, they have. I don't know if I'm going as high as 3, but like I guess I had them. I can't remember where I had them originally. I think it was like 6. Yeah, maybe 6. I think I got them top 4 now.
I'd give them my Ohio State spot. I've been saying Maryland and Ohio State are 3 and 4. Yeah. I would give Illinois, Ohio State.
Is Ohio State going on an overseas tour?
I don't know.
All right, I need to tap into that if they are. Yeah, but before we move on, I do want to give my Illinois 5. I think you'll enjoy.
Oh, sorry, I didn't come back to you.
No, you're good. I'm the one who asked you about Harmon. I just want to make sure you got, because I know we talked about the video like on the side, so I just want to make sure that was out in the world. Because I agree with it. Now, this is my 5, and people know who have listened to previous Sleepers episodes know how I construct lineups. It's different, okay? So this is what we're going with. We're going Dre gibbs-lawhorn. We're going Goody at the 2. We're going Ty Rodgers at the 3. We're going Terrence Shannon at the 4. Coleman Hawkins at the 5.
You're benching Danger Zone?
I'm bringing Danger off the bench.
Wow, I don't think Dane's gonna like that.
We'll talk about it.
So somebody's going to be unhappy, I guess.
Yeah, I mean.
Okay. I like Coleman at the 5, though. You got to play that lineup at least sometimes.
You like Terrence Shannon at the 4?
I think Terrence Shannon is better closer to the 4 than he is.
I'm not going to lie. That lineup is getting to the second weekend of the tournament.
You trust Ty that much? You trust Ty that much, really?
I do. Okay. I trust Ty in that role, yes.
See, I'd rather, can I go crazy, burn the world down?
Ty off the bench?
I would rather go Ty and Terrence Shannon at the 5 and the 4 than Ty.
Terrence Shannon's at the 5.
I'd rather play Ty at center and Shannon at the 4 than I would rather play Ty at the 3.
That's good. That's crazy. I don't know about that.
I'm just saying.
Ty is 6'5".
My hottest take after seeing everything, I feel strongly confident in this one, Cart. Ty Rodgers starts game 1. He does not start game 30.
I can't get on board with that hot take.
Yeah, I know. You're still holding a lot of Ty stock.
Ty Rodgers will start every single game for the Illini.
There's also
I don't know what position it's going to be, but he's going to start every game that he's healthy in.
He's going to start every press conference. That's for sure. He will make sure he's in front of the cameras for the post game, praising everybody. We'll see if that continues into December, if he's averaging 2 and 2 again. There also is very much a world where like Ty starts the season, DGL is off the bench, then it flips, and then DGL starts playing poorly, and everybody blames DGL, and it flames out, and then Ty comes back into it. Like there's so many possibilities for drama with this team. I'm like getting giddy over here. You can see my smile right now.
The mean girls of college basketball.
Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait to be back in Champaign this year. It's gonna be fun. All right. Congrats, Illinois fans. Good luck in Spain. Good luck to Brad Underwood. Good luck to Tyler Underwood, Daddy Brad. And just stay far away from Ann Arbor. I don't need any more losses for a while.